How much land does a man need? Pahom was a peasant. His family was happy and he lived well enough, but he always wanted more. And one day he was grumbling to himself, I have my house, I have my garden, but it's not enough, it's not enough. If only I had more land, if only I had all the land I needed, then I wouldn't even be afraid of the devil himself. But what do you know? Right behind him, sitting on the stove, listening to every word he said, was none other than the devil himself. And the devil simply thought, all the land you need, huh? Well, 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 we shall see. Now Pahom started making savvy business deals and pretty soon was buying up land and selling it for profit and buying up more land, and pretty soon he had lots and lots and lots of land. But he still didn't think it was enough. And then, after a few years, he heard of the Bashkir, a tribe that lived 7 days' journey away, that had so much land they wouldn't even be able to walk all of it in a whole year. They had so much land that they were selling it for dirt cheap. 1,000 rubles for a huge plot of land. Well, Pahom thought, 1,000 rubles? I can get that much. And much to his family's dismay, even though they protested, he sold off all the farm animals and he sent his sons out to work, and he gathered up 1,000 rubles, he packed up his things, and he set off to the land of the Bashkir. He made sure to buy some special presents for the chief along the way, and when he arrived, the chief received him gladly, and Pahom gave him all these presents and made friends. Well, the chief was quite impressed with all these presents brought from faraway lands, and finally, after a few days of eating and drinking and staying in their tents, they got down to business. "Tell me, Pahom," said the chief, "what brings you to these lands?" "I have heard that I can buy good land for 1,000 rubles, said Pahom, "and I have it here," and he pulled out the bag of money. The chief started laughing. "Oh, yes, my friend, you have heard of that, yes, ha ha ha. Very well, yes, 1,000 rubles for a day." "What do you mean? No, I'm looking to buy land. How much land can I buy for 1,000 rubles? We don't know how to measure it. The way we do it here is you give us 1,000 rubles and you can get as much land as you can walk all the way around in one day. You start at one point, you walk around, you come back, and whatever you can walk in that day, that will be yours. The only condition is, if you don't make it back to the starting point before the sun sets, then we keep the money and you have nothing. It's like a game, you see." Well, all the Bashkirs started laughing. But Pahom's eyes started glinting. Oh, he would get up really early. He would run the whole way. Oh, he would get a lot of land. "Deal," he said. "Deal. Let's do it tomorrow." Well, bright and early in the morning, Pahom woke up even before the sun got up, and he shook the Bashkirs until they woke up. "It's so still dark outside." "No, but I want to get started. Let's go to the mountain where I can see all the land and choose which way I want to go." All right, let's go." And the Bashkirs followed him up to the mountain, and once they were on the mountain, they said, "Well, which way do you want to go?" The chief took off his hat, put it on the ground, put Pahom's money in it, and said, "The sun is starting to rise. Well, you can get started now. Here's this shovel. Make sure that every 1,000 meters you mark a space with the shovel. Just dig a hole and we'll know that you went by there. And then we'll follow all the holes and know which land is yours." "Excellent," said Pahom. Now, he took off his big heavy jacket and put it on the ground and made sure to tie his boots really well, and he had a little bit of bread and a big canteen of water. He was prepared. Ready, start! And he took off, Now, he didn't want to run right away. He knew he had all day to go, but he went pretty fast. And as soon as he got to 1,000 meters, all right, there was a hole, kept going. The further he went, the richer and more beautiful the land became. He saw that there was a river further ahead. Oh, a river, fabulous. And then, way off in the distance, he saw that there seemed to be a grove of fruit trees. Oh, it would be wonderful to have fruit trees in his land. And so he started going even faster. Well, the sun kept on rising, and it started getting hot. So pretty soon, he took off his jacket. Oh, he tied it around his waist, but it started getting heavy, and he thought, bah, what do I need a jacket for if I have all this land? And so he dropped his jacket, and he just kept on going. Well, by the time the sun was high in the sky, he looked back and saw, uh-oh, he had gone so far that he couldn't even see the mountain where the Bashkirs were waiting for him. Perhaps he had gone too far. Perhaps he wouldn't be able to make it back. No, he still could. He still could. He just needed to go faster. And so by now, he hadn't even stopped to have breakfast or to have lunch. He nibbled a little bit of the bread, he drank a little bit of the water, and he started going faster. He was really starting to get tired now. Sweat was streaming down his brow, and he started dropping everything he could. His boots were heavy, and he couldn't go quite as fast with his boots, so he took them off and just dumped them. And he just kept going faster and faster. And he was getting tired. He really needed to rest. But no. Because right over there was another grove of rich, dark earth. Oh, it would be perfect to plant crops right there. He had to go out of his way. He had to get that too. And so he started going as fast as he could, running, and kept on going. Well, pretty soon, he had drunk the very last of his water. He hadn't thought he was going to get so thirsty, and the sun was very hot, and he still had a long way to go. But it didn't matter. He couldn't stop, not even for a moment. Well, by now, he was running as fast as he could, and when he finally went all the way around that deep, rich gully that he had seen, he saw the mountain far off in the distance. Oh no! The sun was starting to sink now. The sun was starting to go down. Was he going to be able to make it? Oh no! Perhaps he had been too greedy. Perhaps he had tried to get too much, and then would end up with nothing. No. He had to go, and he ran as hard as he could. He could barely breathe. The shovel, running farther. He was so tired. His legs were trembling. His whole body was shaking. He had to stop. His heart was beating so hard. He'd never done so much hard exercise, and he didn't have any water. And he felt he couldn't keep going any further, and he saw the mountain there, but he just had to keep going straight. No, he couldn't. He had ran. His heart kept going. He felt he was going to die. And then he saw that the sun sank below the hill. He had lost everything. He had lost his 1,000 rubles. He had been too greedy. He had tried to take too much, and he had lost everything. Oh! But then he saw that the Bashkirs up on the top of the hill were cheering and clapping for him and cheering him on. And then he realized, oh, that's right. From the top of the hill, they can still see the sun. The sun still hasn't set up there. I still have time. But I can't go another step. Oh, if I go another step, my heart is going to burst. I can't even breathe. I can do this. I can do this, even if it's the last thing I do. And he raced to the top of the hill until he collapsed. Right there. And just as he fell to his knees, with his heart struggling to keep him alive, and his breath coming in gasps, his tongue parched and his lips bleeding, and his eyes started darkening, the last thing he saw was the devil himself. You have all the land you need now. The Bashkirs cheered and clapped. Good man! Look at that! Extraordinary! Never have we seen anyone run so far and so fast all day without resting. He has taken more land than anyone ever. Bravo! Bravo! And the Bashkirs went to pick up Pahom and give him some water. But Pahom was dead. Oh, poor man. He tried too much and got nothing. Well, they took the shovel that Pahom had dropped and dug a grave and buried him. And 6 feet from his head to his heels was all he needed.